My parents forced me to donate my liver to my abusive sister, but when the doctors ran tests, a DNA test shattered everything by revealing I was never really part of the family that raised me, and in the hospital lobby my mother tore up my medical records, screaming that I was letting my sister die, while my father stood beside her and called me a selfish mistake, and they both tried to force me to donate half my liver to the same sister who used to laugh when I cried, who told everyone at school I was adopted before I even knew it was true, and what still wakes me at night are the doctor's words. "You are not biologically related at all." 7 words that made my mother collapse when she finally couldn't lie anymore. While I stayed in that chair frozen and humiliated as shreds of my file fluttered around my feet, and Mom snapped, "You think you get to sit there and act like a victim? Your sister is dying and you're doing nothing," while strangers in the lobby stared and no one defended me, and I picked up the torn papers not out of guilt but because I needed proof, and when Mom whispered, "We gave you everything," I told her, "You gave me what you thought I owed you for," and she screamed again that I was letting my sister die, while Vera smiled smugly from behind the glass as if she owned me, and Dad called me a selfish mistake like it was the truth he always wanted to say. And memories rushed back, her window seat, her new car, my clearance clothes, my ruined acceptance letter, and always the same words, "Be grateful, we didn't have to take you in." And then I remembered the email from 6 months ago, the donor match results I secretly requested that showed I wasn't a match. Results my mother had received but pretended never existed, and when Dr. Holstrom confirmed she marked that I hadn't been tested, I asked for copies, and when I confronted Vera she just shrugged and said, "You showed up, didn't you?" And that casual cruelty told me everything. So I sent all the documents, the results, the forged forms, the timestamps, to the ethics board, and then at their press conference my mother cried to cameras about an anonymous donor saving her daughter, erasing me as I stood in the hallway, and when the cameras shut off and I confronted her, she smacked my phone and shattered it, but I told security to log it as evidence because I was filing a restraining order, and then I walked to the media room where the microphones were still live and said, "My name is Sasha Hale. You didn't hear that name today but it matters. This says I'm not a match. This is the forged consent form. This proves my mother withheld results." And camera flashes exploded as I told the world I was adopted, never told, and they tried to use my body to fix their lie then erase me, and behind me my mother fainted as whispers filled the room, and I said, "I don't want revenge, I want to never explain myself to them again." And the internet grabbed the story, headlines everywhere about an adopted daughter exposing an organ donation scandal, and my mother was hospitalized for stress. My father vanished from view, Vera went home in silence, and for the first time my voice was louder than theirs, and weeks later I received a letter from Arizona saying, "I'm adopted too. You gave me something I didn't know I was allowed to have, choice," and that was when I realized some families collapse under lies, but I built my life on truth, and that was enough.